Hi everyone, this is Matt Fullbrook and I'm back on the Ground Up Governance platform after a long absence, and I've got a new idea. If you're listening to this on a mainstream podcast platform and don't know what I'm talking about, head over to groundupgovernance.com and just start poking around. It's the only place you'll be able to check out this new idea, at least for the time being. So, long story short, I created Ground Up Governance with the amazing Nate Schmold. He's the illustrator who effectively made this whole thing worth following. After a couple of years, Ground Up Governance became too hard for both Nate and me. Don't get me wrong, this is for sure at or near the top of the pile of most fun and gratifying things I've ever worked on, but it's so much very difficult work. And it got to the point where each new post felt like it was less important than the previous one, but no less difficult or time-consuming. Then we both got distracted by other professional and personal things, and, well, lots of time passed. So here we are. Sorry about all that. Just so you know, Nate and I are starting to work on what I hope will turn into another large-scale and super fun project. Time will tell on that one. Anyone who follows Ground Up Governance will be the first to know. In the meantime, I have a cool thing that I want to try out. I'm going to put out new episodes of the Sound Up Governance podcast, but make them a little bit more like the format of my 1-minute governance show. What I want to do is have conversations with interesting people in the corporate governance space, but instead of turning the recordings into long and heavily edited podcast episodes, I'm going to, grind them up into smaller bits. Get it? I expect each episode to be somewhere in the 3 to 7-ish minute range. I'm also going to use them as an opportunity to craft some music. Some of it might be kind of janky because I'm not going to have a ton of time to put into it, but the goal is to have different music for each episode, even if some of it is kind of embarrassing or unfinished. This whole thing is going to start off with someone Ground Up Governance followers will already know, my awesome friend Andrew Escobar, who's an experienced corporate director, a big governance thinker, an open banking nerd, and one of those obnoxiously thoughtful, generous, and fun dudes. He and I had a conversation recently that I think will make up the first 13 or 14 episodes of this project. I'll post the first 2 on January 20th, so be sure to subscribe before then to stay up to date. If you like what you hear, then please be bold and let me know. I'm only interested in making content that you find useful, fun, or otherwise worth checking out. And I only know if you think it's worth checking out if you let me know. You can like or comment on the posts or send me a note privately or whatever else you want. And if you have ideas for people who might make good guests, or if you might make a good guest, that would be helpful too. I'll remind you about all this when the time comes. Just be prepared to send a thumbs up or down my way so I know how you feel. For now, Happy New Year, and thanks for listening. It's really exciting to be back at Ground Up Governance. See you in a couple weeks.